Welcome back to another episode of Back to the Drawing Board. I'm Alec and today we're taking a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now the Steelers, they made the playoffs this past season, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Alec, why do they need a rebuild? Yeah, they went 10-7, but their team, they probably won't do that again if the offense stays this bad. I mean, I know that Mike Tomlin had another winning season, but they need to make some changes coming into this upcoming year. I mean, the big thing is quarterback. And they have some missing pieces on the defensive side, even though their defense was extremely good the whole year. I think they're a fringe playoff team with a couple good pieces, can quickly become a contender. With that said, I have them drafting Trevin Wallace, a quick, athletic linebacker out of Kentucky. I know I just talked about the offensive side of the ball, but this guy is too good to pass up. I think he can learn a lot under TJ Watt, and that he could quickly emerge as a great pass rusher in the NFL. And I think that if he reaches his ceiling, then that tandem of Watt and Wallace is going to be one to look out for in the years to come. Now, instead of drafting anybody in the second round, this is where I have them making their big splash for the offseason. I think they're going to trade this pick to the Bears to get Justin Fields. Steelers are in dire need of a QB. With Mason Rudolph walking in free agency, Kenny Pickett hasn't been that great. I think that Justin Fields is the guy that this team wants. I think he's a great playmaker, that he's great on the offensive side of the ball, and that he can turn things around. He can turn his career around if he has a new change of scenery. So moving on to free agency, Steelers are actually in debt by $13 million. So I think they're going to cut a guy like Allen Robinson, and cut some other guys. They're going to have get some other guys with like $1 million salaries, and they're going to hopefully have around $20 million to use. Now, they could end up having more than $20 million to use if TJ Watt wants to, restructure his contract, free up some money. But if not, they need offensive line help. So, with that said, I have them using their money to go out and get guys like either Mekhi Becton or Damian Lewis to beef up their own line, make it as great as it once was. I think with the right tools in place, this offense could end up being really well structured and work as a well-oiled machine, as one would say, and have a great season on the offensive side of the ball. Now for the coaching staff. I like Mike Tomlin. He's a proven winner. He has a Super Bowl under his belt. Hasn't had a losing season. I know he hasn't had great success in the playoffs, but I think with the right pieces in place, he will. Now for the signing of Arthur Smith. I do not like Arthur Smith. He just got fired as the head coach of the Falcons. He is not good at coaching football. I don't think he can coordinate an offense, of that matter. He had Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts and Drake London last season. I had Bijan on my fantasy team. I barely saw him half the season. I don't know why they think that Arthur Smith is the answer to all their problems. He's not good. He's not going to be good. And poor Justin Fields, if he gets stuck with another bad offensive coordinator, hopefully it's all right. Hopefully it works out for him. But I don't like Arthur Smith at all. Their defense is fine. There's no reason to fire. Their defense is fine. There's no reason to fire or let go of Terrell Austin. We know that they have a great defense. We know that. I think with the right pieces in place and they fire Arthur Smith before the season even starts, they can make a playoff run. This team can be good if they so choose to be. So with that said, here are all the changes I made to the Steelers this episode. And And that'll do it for another episode of Back to the Drawing Board. In the UCTV studio, I'm Alec Bean, and I'll see you next time.